Good morning, good evening, wherever you are around the world, welcome to our practice today. We're going to start lying down on our backs with a supine shavasana scan, and then we'll open our practice and continue. So hit pause if you need to gather some equipment, and let's meet lying down on the mat. Of course, if you need a blanket for your neck, for your head, have that. The feet the width of the mat, and each thigh purposefully rolling open so that the groins can open. Make sure that you're tilting the pelvis so the sacrum is moving towards the heels and the lumbar is not overarching. And then extend the arms diagonally away and adjust the shoulders. And then closing the eyes. With each exhale, inviting all of the outer body to just melt into the ground. Like butter melting in the sun, each exhale. And then beginning to notice the inhale as the outer body relaxes. The inhale becomes fuller, it has more presence. It's easier, deeper. Keep relaxing all of the facial features that represent the external senses of perception. All of the little muscles around the eyes, the forehead, the cheeks, the lips, the ears. And the jaw too, completely relaxed, tongue passive. And now bending the elbows to lift the hands, folding the palms together in front of the chest, and opening this practice with one Om. Inhale. Then as the hands release and the eyes open, diffuse the gaze immediately so that you're not just looking forward and up, you're looking out at the sides of the temples and the eyeballs are receding backwards. And keeping that diffused gaze, bend the knees and bring the legs towards you. Dvipada Supta Pavanukasana. Interlocking the fingers around the fronts of the knees. The inner feet lined up. And then Ekapada Supta Pavanukasana. Extend the left leg straight, roll the thigh in, and draw the right leg closer. And then changing sides, left leg, extend the right leg, heel down, and draw the left leg closer. Keep the front throat soft, the jaw soft. And then both knees towards us, Dvipada Supta Pavanukasana. Spread the toes, pull the toes back and push out through the balls of the feet. Feel the feet coming alive. And then release the hands, lift the arms, cross the thumbs, and stretch the arms back. And with an exhale, push the legs up to 90 degrees. Pull the toes back, straighten the knees, press the lower back to the floor. Keep the arms stretching so that the waist is stretching. And now bending the knees and feet to the floor. Lifting the right foot up, lifting the trunk up, holding onto the foot with both hands and extending. Supta Paramishtasan, gripping the leg and pulling ourselves up closer and closer to the shin, to the knee. And releasing, changing sides. Pull with your hands to accentuate the sensation of the femur bone coming into the hip. And releasing, and coming down, re-stretch the arms, cross the thumbs, stretch the arms back, bend the legs, and exhale to 90 degrees. Pull the toes down. Pull the femurs into the hip sockets, and press the lower back to the floor. Re-stretch the arms, feel the armpits open, the ribs open. And then bending the knees, extending the arms out to the side. Make sure the calf is touching the back of the thigh. Jatara Parivartanasana. Bring the knees to the left, twisting to the right. Turning the trunk and the head to the right. And back to the middle, and the knees to the right, exhaling the trunk and the head to the left. And then back up, and releasing, rolling over, and coming to Vajrasana. Turn the toes under. Make sure that the inner big toes are touching each other and make a space between the big toe and the index toe. Sit back on the heels. Baddha. Bring the arms in front. Interlock the fingers, turn the palms out, straighten those elbows, and lifting up. As you lift up, press down through the feet, press the front thighs down, re-lift. And then back down, changing the interlock, turning the palms out and re-lifting. Engage the pelvic floor, tighten, lift up, and feel the organic body lift up with you. And exhaling and releasing, come off the feet. Widen the knees apart a little bit. Yoga Mudrasana, Vajrasana. Spread the fingers widely apart. Feel the palms broaden and straighten the elbows completely. And then looking up, turning to the right, trying to get that left shoulder close to the floor, moving the elbow forward, feeling the twist in the upper back, the middle back. Press the palms together, turning. Try to move that right shoulder blade towards the left shoulder blade. And releasing, back to Yoga Mudrasana. Re-engage the arms. Push the hips back. And then coming back up and to the left, reaching across, laying ourselves as close as we can to the ground, bending that bottom elbow and pressing the palms together. And with your exhale, try to move the top shoulder blade to the bottom shoulder blade. And then coming out. And one last Yoga Mudrasana. This time be on the pads of the fingers and lift the palms up, lift the forearms, re-squeeze the elbows, broaden the shoulders. And then looking up and coming back out. Coming onto the hands and knees, cross the left knee behind the right, widen the feet apart, sitting between those feet, support if needed under the hips. Let's move the feet a little bit away to increase this, come in deeper, and exhaling forward, Yoga Mudrasana. So keep that alertness in the arms, that presence. And then up and to the right. So one arm is lengthening and one arm is bending. One arm is moving forward and one arm is twisting. And up and to the left. And back up, uncrossing, changing the cross. Right knee behind the left, widen the feet, and moving those feet away from the outer edges of the thighs. Coming forward, Yoga Mudrasana. The arms alert, giving direction to this forwardness and length to our trunks. And the hands, the fingertips rather, pressing into the mat to push the hips back. And coming up to the right. As we come to the right, try to press the left buttock down. And then back up and to the left, really reaching. And then coming up and uncrossing and coming to hanging Uttanasana. Feet the width of the mat, so we make sure to have broadness. Holding onto the upper arms, the elbows, dropping the head down and bringing the arms back. As we lift the elbow tips with our hands, we press the shoulder blades forward. And then releasing the hands, and we are stepping to an Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog, heels lifted. Keep lifting the heels and lifting those buttocks and pressing the shoulder blades into the upper back to penetrate, to open the armpits and the chest. And now looking up, we're going to step the right leg forward, simplified Parsvottanasana. So both legs will be straight, the hips facing forward. And the hands reaching with that alert Yoga Mudrasana quality that we've established there. And now looking up, we are going to walk to Prasarita Padottanasana. Turn the toes in, lift the inner arches, grip those legs, and exhaling forward. Prasarita Padottanasana. The fingertips facing forward, the arms are parallel. Make sure those elbows aren't scooping out away from each other. Scoop them in, keep them parallel. And then looking up, and we're going to the left, turning simplified Parsvottanasana to the left. Turn those hips completely, and reach the arms forward and push the weight of the pose back. And then back through Prasarita Padottanasana. Turning the toes in so the outer edges of the feet are parallel. Lift the inner ankles, grip the legs, widen the buttocks, move the sternum forward. And exhaling into the final expression of the pose. Don't let the shoulders drop down towards the ears. Lift them up so the back of the neck is long. And then looking up, hands to the hips, coming back up, turn the heels and the toes and the heels and the toes in, and step the feet together. Tadasana. Alright, so we're a little warmed up now. I am definitely a little too warm with all of this excess. Let's just throw that over there. Alright, we're going to come to the front of our mats for some Surya Namaskaras. Getting a little bit warmer and adding in some jumpings. Just tying myself up here. There we go. From Tadasana. Utkatasana. The heels firm, the femurs coming in. Uttanasana. Stepping the left leg back to a nice wide lunge. Rocking forward and backwards. And then bending the back knee and kneeling Ekapada Bakasana. So much gets stored in those front thighs. And releasing. Both hands to the mat, plank pose for Chaturanga. Lift the belly button so the organs aren't dropping. Chaturanga. Back to plank. Chaturanga. Push out through the inner heels. Back to plank. Third and final one. Chaturanga. And forward. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Press the heels down. Push the front thighs back. And then looking up and stepping the left leg forward to a nice wide lunge. Rocking forward and backwards. Smoothly. Breathing. And then bending that back leg, turning to the left and coming into the release of our front thighs. Keep neutralizing the face. Neutralizing the eyes. And releasing, we're going to step that back leg forward to Uttanasana. Feet together. Line the inner feet up. Look at your knees, grip them up with the quadriceps, drop the head right down. And now bending the knees, squeeze the inner knees together. Inhale the arms up. Utkatasana. Urdhva and into Tadasana. And again, bending the knees, lifting the arms, Utkatasana. And Uttanasana. Stepping the left leg back to a nice wide lunge. And rocking forward and backwards. Keep that back thigh rolled in. And then knee to the ground. And bending, taking hold of the foot. An even deeper release of that extremely rajasic area for us. Lots of tension and lots of aggression in the front thighs, lots of fight and flight. And coming out, plank pose. Chaturanga. Plank. Chaturanga. Plank. Last one. Chaturanga, forward, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Deepen the breath, broaden the breath, press the chest open. And now left leg forward and rocking forward and backwards. And then bending that back knee and turning. Last opening of the front thighs. Keep pressing the buttocks down, which increases the opening. Releasing, bringing this back foot in, Uttanasana, feet together, line them up carefully, and exhale down. In the exhale, don't let the legs relax. Grip the knees and thighs up. Relax the head completely. Lift the shoulders up. Relax the head completely. And then bending the knees, inner knees pressing against each other. Lift the arms up. And Urdhva Hasana. And Tadasana. Right, third and final one. Here we go. Utkatasana. And Uttanasana. Left leg back. Wide lunge. And now rest the back knee on the ground and move it back a little bit. Bring the arm, the right arm, inside the right leg and come onto the outside edge of the right foot. Coming down, extreme pigeon pose. So the inner edge of the foot is lining up with the face. And then looking up, plank pose. Roll those thighs in and push out through the inner heels so the legs are very active. Chaturanga. Plank. Chaturanga. Plank. Chaturanga. Forward. Urdhva Mukha. Get those front hip bones closer to your hands. Press the middle buttocks forward. Lift the pubic bone up, the chest up, the shoulders rolling back. And Adho Mukha Svanasana. And now the left leg forward to a nice wide lunge. And first of all, forward and backwards. Each time becoming more sensitive. And then bending the back knee and moving it back. Bring the arms inside. Turn this front foot onto the outer edge of the foot. See if you can move the back knee back a little bit more even. And our left arm slides underneath for support. And exhaling into extreme pigeon pose. And lifting the head, hands to the mat, stabilize that front left foot, bring the back leg closer and Uttanasana. And then bending the knees, press the inner knees against each other. Utkatasana. And up to Urdhva Hasana. And through Namaskar. And Tadasana. Excellent. And releasing. Coming down now to sit on a mat. And we're going to do some Paripurna Navasanas and Ardha Navasanas. Starting from Dandasana. The chest lifting, the front thighs pressing down. Moving the hands back. Keep opening the chest, bend the knees, stage 1. Exhale, stage 2. And the arms, stage 3, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. We're going out through our stages. Arms back first, knees bent, keep the heels up, and extend. Bring those hands in. And now, cross the ankles, and come forward to Yoga Mudra Sukhasana. And back up to Dandasana. Pull the toes back, press the front thighs down, and lift the chest. Moving the hands back and bending the knees, heels up. Open the chest. Exhale, straighten those legs, stage 2. And the arms, if you can, otherwise keep the hands on the floor. 3, and 2, and 1. Through our stages with control and extending. And releasing, crossing the other ankle in front. For me, it's the left in front now. And coming forward, Yoga Mudra. And back up, Dandasana. Preparing for Ardha Dhanurasana now. Interlocking the fingers behind the back of the skull. This may happen with the elbows. We want to try to keep them open. Really working from here. So rounding down, getting low, and then lift the legs. 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Back up, hands to the mat. Bring the arms in front, cross the thumbs, Urdhva Hasana. Press those front thighs down. Try to lengthen the spine from the base of the spine, each vertebrae and the space between each vertebrae, lengthening, reaching. And coming back down, changing the cross, re-lifting. And back down, Dandasana. Second one of Ardha Dhanurasana. Bring the arms up, change the interlock, and hands at the back of the skull, elbows open. Be strong in the core. Connecting with that area as we round down and push out through the balls of the feet. And 4, and 3, push, 2, pull the toes back, and 1, coming back up. And releasing. And then bending the legs in, Baddha Konasana. Taking any support, height you might need, the Yoga Mudra. Don't let the pubic bone drop towards the ground. Engage the pelvic floor and lift the pubic bone up, the navel going towards the lower back. And push into the fingertips to push the hips back. Straightening both legs, lining the feet up, pulling the toes back. Inhaling the arms up, coming to Paschimottanasana, reaching with the arms on the way down, not collapsing or melting. Keep stretching. Press the front thighs down, pull the toes back, stretch those arms, and then bring the hands to the foot and exhale forward. Keep pressing the front thighs down, rolling the thighs in, so even here you can feel the sit bones widening and sharpening on the mat. Feel that beautiful broadness in the back body. The back lungs aerating and filling. Looking up. Now we're going to re-stretch those arms and lifting back up. Now lengthen again. Lift the pubic bone up, the belly button up, re-stretch. And then arms coming back. And releasing. Alright, we're going to lie down on our backs now. Holding the mat with our hands, make sure you're right in the middle of the mat. We're going to roll the legs up and over, feet to the floor behind us, and then roll back down. So pressing the hands down and pulling, really giving force from the arms there as we lift the feet up and rolling over. Deep inhales, deep exhales, filling this new space. And then bracing with the arms and unrolling with control, knees bent, feet to the mat. Second one, and over. Try to roll the shoulders back a little bit more on the second one. Bracing with the arms, we are unrolling and bending the knees, feet to the floor. Third one, see how powerful the hands, the arms are, helping us to lift up and then rolling each shoulder back. The chin coming towards the throat. And we're on our way down now. So using the arms, connecting with the core, coming down, bending the knees and feet to the mat. Breathe. Okay, now we're going to be rolling straight up, and we're not going to hold it with straight legs. We're going to bend the knees so that the inner ears are coming towards our outer ears. We'll hold that for 3 breaths, and then we'll unroll down. We'll do that 3 times. So reconnect with your hands, reconnect with the middle of the mat. Developing intelligence in the back body this way, sensitivity there. And lifting up, rolling over, bending the knees. Diffuse the gaze. Straighten the legs. Connect with the hands, the arms, unrolling, and feet to the mat. Make sure you let your chin come towards your throat so you're not resisting with the back of the skull. Second one, coming up and bending the knees towards the ears. Try to roll the shoulders back a little bit more on the second one. And straighten the legs, unrolling down, bending the knees, feet to the mat. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. Third and final one. Reconnect with the hands, reconnect with the back body. Feel where you are. And then feet together and over. The knees bending to Karnapidasana. The shoulders rolling back. And the back of the neck long, the chin coming towards the stone. Deep inhalations and deep exhalations. And then straighten the legs, bracing with the arms as we roll down. And bend the knees and the feet to the floor. Dviparasuttapavanamutasana. Using this as a place to connect with absolute evenness. So the feet lined up, the knees lined up, feeling the left back hip, the right back hip, the shoulders releasing. And now supine Gomukhasana 3. So we're going to cross the left knee behind the right or the right knee on top of the left, whichever way you like to see it. And lifting up, pull the toes back. Reach for the outer ankles. If your feet are very close to your thighs, move them a bit away as much as you can. And come down, pulling the outer ankles towards you. And then releasing, changing the cross, lifting up, pull the toes of each foot back, reach for the outer ankles, move the feet away from the thighs, and coming back down, breathing, the gaze diffused. And then uncrossing one last Dviparasuttapavanamutasana. And then releasing. And we're coming for Shavasana now. So if you'd like to have a little blanket for support underneath the neck and the head, do go ahead and put that into position. The legs even, the width of the mat, the thighs rolling open, and the buttocks moving towards the heels. Taking the time to adjust each shoulder. And then the eyes closing, and we'll be here for 3 minutes. Shavasana. And then the hands coming to the abdomen. Keeping the eyes closed. When you feel ready, rolling over to the right hand side. And lying here for a few breaths, not anticipating the exit yet. This is a precious moment. We get to redesign right now which colours we want to put on our canvas as we exit our practice. Which version of ourselves we wish to express and align with. And then using our hands to push ourselves back up and just take a final seat. You can sit cross-legged or kneeling, whatever feels right for you right now. Placing the hands together in front of the heart. Hari Om Tat Sat. May we know our own worthiness. Om. Peace. 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 And as the eyes are opening, immediately diffusing the gaze. And welcome back. Our practice is complete, and I hope that the rest of your day or evening and week continues to go with the energy that you placed and the intent that you placed just as we exited Shavasana, aligning with a higher vibration, not giving way to fear, violence, anger, anything that's going to pull us down. Namaste. Shine on.